BALTIC Brand Talks, podcast about all things creative and trending.
Dear friends, my name is Andris and this is BALTIC Brand Talks. And today I have a fantastic guest, Anna Madara-Pērkone from My Delete Later. A fantastic concept. I think the only person in the world that is not writing music about herself, but she's listening how people feel. So she's gathering voice recordings and then creates music out of this, which is unique. I haven't heard anything like this before. And this is exactly what we often try brands to kind of think about, that please don't just talk about yourself. Listen to people first, react to them. This is the way you become more relevant, you become more engaging, you build communities around them because you do something what really matters. So instead of just, talking about this, there's this My Delete Later concept which basically practices it inside out. So really happy to have you here.
Likewise.
And welcome.
Thank you so much. So good. You completely threw me off with all the compliments, but thank you so much.
Yeah, so you're Latvian born. You live in Netherlands for the last 14 years, 17 years,
10, don't put
10
it so
years.
long. No,
Okay.
not that all. No.
So how do you feel? Where's the home at the moment?
Both. I think we're living in the time and age when you don't need to have a set space, and it's really like right now I'm in here. I get to stay in Saukrasti by the beach, and I'm like, yep, this is home. But I also know that in 2 days I'm going to be in Amsterdam, and I feel so much at home there too. It's we're living in a different time now. I think home is a different concept. So yeah. How about you?
I'm very here.
Yeah.
I love to travel, and this is the way I feel the world kind of coming closer to me.
Yeah.
But I totally hear what you say, and also think that today working remotely and kind of being connected with almost anyone anywhere is a way of life for sure.
And I'm gonna right away go into it, but I also get voicemails about that. I get voicemails about people saying, I don't think I have a home, because so many people it doesn't matter where you're born these days. Cause you just have to, because sometimes you really don't feel good where you were born, and we know how often that happens, especially in Europe. So you just make your own home, you make your own thing. Yeah,
absolutely. And talking about the beach, you mentioned Saukrasti. There's another beach in Liepāja, and you recently played your set in Summer Sound, one of the most exciting events of the year. How was that?
It was incredible. The fact that we can organize a festival on the beach. Literally, there's a stage on the beach, and we did this thing that Summer Sound, the festival, they placed these flyers, my yellow flyers, all over the city of Liepāja a couple of days before the event. And I thought, because the flyer is in English, the phone number is actually Dutch, so I sometimes feel people might be a bit more hesitant to call, but I got the most incredible voicemails. I'm gonna play you some later, but from
Liepāja.
Yeah, from Liepāja.
And it's from Liepāja.
Yeah, I know, because
you
also some of them, the waves.
The sea sound.
Yeah. I mean, they say that they're in Liepāja as well. And we do sometimes, when we do work together with brands, we do create custom phone numbers, so we really know that person is calling just for that reason. But in this case, it was, I knew that it was Liepāja because they literally say it, hey, hi from Liepāja. But I was there playing that show, and I think the most exciting part is that at the start of the show I say, hey, I will play you some voicemails. We're gonna cry today, we're gonna dance, we're gonna do exactly what people do when they call, because they come from all over the place. They're emotional, they're really funny, really random, and so that's how the show is gonna be. I never know what's gonna happen and what kind of songs I'm gonna make. It depends on what comes in my inbox. And so I told them that at some point you might hear your own voice. Yeah. And it might happen. And so each show is different. And I was just curious, how is it going to be in Latvia? I've never really played here, to be honest. And especially because the show is in English and it's very international, and all the songs I make are from all the different languages in the world. So you never know how it's going to be perceived. And all the tracks in my show are mine as well. It's not like you're hearing something that you've heard on the... And the coolest thing was that at that point, when I stood there and I played those voicemails, I saw some of the eyes light up and like, this is me. That's
really?
Me. Yes,
really? That's what I wanted to ask. Have you ever experienced person next to you when you play the set with the voice, like the original voice?
So look, this has always been the dream. This has always been the aim to make that happen. And I think when I just about started My Lead Later, I think it had been a couple of months, I signed a deal with Tomorrowland to be my agent.
Yeah.
It's a festival, and they booked me also for Tomorrowland and to play there. And I thought, so great, playing at Tomorrowland, amazing. But they booked me for a stage of 15,000 people.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like the second biggest
Good
stage.
start.
Yeah, right? And I can't, like, usually I'm not anxious before shows, but this one I was like, that massive screen and the people, and everyone took so much time and money to go there.
Yeah.
But I posted on my Instagram that I will be there, that I will play at Tomorrowland. And I showed them, I think I'm going to make a song out of this voicemail that just came in my inbox. And suddenly I get a DM from a person who says, I'm going to be there.
Oh,
That's me. And I told him, or them, that you might hear it. And then that was the first time in my life when I experienced everything that I've been working for. And that person was there, and he had sent a voicemail saying, I just became 30 years old, and for the first time in my life, I think I'm in love. But I'm terrified, and I never get to.
I've heard this one.
Yeah, I never
really
get to see the people behind it. But there, I knew that he's out there, so that was really crazy.
So there's 15,000 people. It's hard to connect with all of them, or even any one of them. But you can always connect with at least one person.
There
who
we go.
Who is
if
there.
I got that one, I'm so happy already.
So for those who still wonder, like, how this all works and how it has, where it has, like, started. So what, in your own words, what is My Lead Later and how did it start?
So My Lead Later is an electronic music project that's entirely made from voicemails that come from people. It's like a reflection of the society into music, I would say, because as you started, it's really not about me, it's literally about the people, but at the same time, it's what I feel when I listen to the people, because when I'm anxious, when I am stressed, that same kind of voicemails come in my inbox. And I was especially sitting this morning in the car prepping some voicemails for this podcast, and I knew that I have so many plans today, and I'm feeling a little bit like, how am I going to make this happen? And then a voicemail comes in exactly about that people are, it's really crazy. And so how it started was that I live in Amsterdam, in the capital of the Netherlands, and after COVID, I had already my own project, like a band called ANNNA with 3N, and I still have it, but it's a band of 4 or 5 people on the stage, and I felt like there's a lot for me to push out what I want to do. There's always a big group dynamic, and we had a lot of concerts booked for 2020, I think, which was the mid of COVID, and then suddenly COVID came and bum, all gone, cancelled, nothing. And I had started doing this thing where you make music by sending vocals to other DJs and producers, but I never was kind of secure enough to say I'm a producer. And suddenly I just thought, you know what? I want to do my own thing. I want to do it on my own, exactly how I want to do it, and I want to make it all. Yeah. That's it. And on the streets of Amsterdam, you have these kind of book closets where you can take a exchange a book. And during COVID, those were really busy because we even had restrictions where you could not walk with 2 people on the street. They would give you a fine. Like, it's really crazy to even think of such things right now. And I saw that there is like a poster of saying, I need a cleaner, I need a cat sitter, like on the side of the closet. And I just thought, what if I just leave a post-it there, just leave another, I think it said, the first one said, leave another post-it if you have something to say. And I came home and I told it to my boyfriend Chaim, who is an art director by his profession is that. And I told him about this, and he's like, but wait a second, why wouldn't you make it into audio? Like, why wouldn't you do something that you can hear the person? And I thought, no one's going to call. How? Why would you? It's just a random number. It seems like a scam.
Nobody does this.
Exactly. And voicemail. What's the last time you listened to your voicemail?
I mean, there are people who love voicemails, but that's not the typical thing for myself.
No, but like you do usually the WhatsApp message, right? Yeah. But in this case, this is the voicemail. You have to call, and you can never listen back to it. That's the good thing. Only I have the power. It's
like those emails that you already press send and then you understood it's the wrong.
Exactly. But here, nope, that's it. It's gone. It's on. And that's the beauty of it, because people sometimes forget, or they're really drunk and or they're just upset, and they might never hear about it ever. But so I thought, okay, all right, let's just try this. And I went to get a really cheap SIM card for 99 cents, put it in this really old Nokia phone that has a 1 megapixel camera, best camera ever. And I just put that same yellow Post-it there, just like from my working table, from my studio, and just wrote, leave a voicemail if you have anything to say. And actually, in the first 3 hours, I think, an old lady called how her apartment has flooded. A guy called how he's feeling ill. And someone else just said like, oh, I think the milk is too expensive at the supermarket. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Why? This is just a random Post-it.
But did this lady about like who told about the flooding home, did she expect that you will kind of do something about it as well? Or
I think at that point it was just, also I think the Post-it was just really handwritten. It was really I think people just found it funny. And then we went home and I read it. It was like, okay, Chaim, I think we've got something here. And he designed the beautiful flyer. And I just thought there's something in that Tiro thing, because you take it, you maybe forget about it, you put it in your phone case, you put it somewhere in your car, and you forget about it, and you wait, or you find it at some point, and it's been such a journey. It's incredible. I cannot, especially I have this one voicemail that I play in my show that I even get emotional when thinking about it. Someone left this little Tiro thing in their car and then found it and sent a voicemail of how they cannot get out of the car, and that's how they feel also in their life, that they don't want to get out of the car. They're stuck. Yeah. And that, I think there's something that triggers. Now we're at 33 different languages and 4,000, 5,000 voicemails 2 years later.
5,000 voicemails. That's a collection. I mean, Christians Barons had quite some folk song collection.
Yeah, you cannot compare me to him.
I can't compare.
He's the OG, you know.
He's OG, but there's always new generation coming in with their own collection. So I guess it could become one of the most kind of interesting and authentic collection of how people feel globally.
That is actually, that I will say, because that has nothing to do with to praise me, because it's literally people. It's
people. But it's like what Barons did. I mean, he just walked around Latvia and he gathered what people were singing or talking in these folk rhymes. And so I mean, I would say you are next generation Barons. No. The people are. That's the thing. Okay. The people. Shall we listen to some voicemails? Please. Would be fantastic to hear. Because my question was like, what are the most emotional ones, or what are the most mysterious ones, or basically the ones that resonated with yourself the most? Because probably that's the way you pick them, right?
Yeah.
Even though they are not your emotions, you most probably pick the ones that kind of you feel reflect yourself.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I just thought, what triggers for me to, because I listen to each and one of them. I listen to them and I tag them in terms of these trigger words. And for instance, yesterday I went through these voicemails, and for instance, this one is what I wrote down is, so I'm in love with my best friend, which is in a sentence that I thought, wow, I've been there. I've been in love with my best friend too. And so I thought that is something, I need to work with that. I need to make something. And this is how the voicemail went.
So I'm in love with my best friend, and it hurts every time because I have to let her go.
That's it. And that's it.
Message ends.
The message ends. Yeah. I mean, it's just, and that's still that someone just called for that, to say something like that. It really, that is just something. And this came from a phone number +1. No idea where that's from, but and then this came in as well.
So I guess this is now my output in some way. So I just keeping calling and talking in Danish, but I will try to use my English as well. It's kind of weird just to talk to a voicemail, but it just becomes some kind of output in some way. And it's not because I'm sad or bored in some way, but it's just nice to talk with anything that you don't know if they are listening or it's just speaking out in the big.
Yeah.
It's cute. And you want to hear the Liepāja one?
Okay.
I think this is one of the cutest one. And then
Is the one you...
Mēs te ar vecāko puiku braucām pa Liepāju naktī, meklējām zeltainos flyerus, kur mēs atradām vecīti.
Šeit.
Nu jā, tā kā super iniciatīva, ļoti forši, ka būs Liepājā. Liepāja ir, ko teiks Frants, mūsu laimīgā zeme.
Jā, un mani arī sauc Francis.
Skaisti.
right, and it's just I don't know that makes it for me. And
Dad and son duo. Or
there you go.
kid.
And the fact that they stood up in the evening, they saw this post online, and they just went outside to look for them. It's beautiful. I want to do that more. I want to do it like a treasure hunt, and that people can just find.
So
it.
how do you manage the distribution? It feels like you already have gathered quite a army around the world who helps with placing those yellow biodegradable messages.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's first of all, we try to, because we're going back to basics.
Yeah.
We have a voicemail, which is a medium that almost nobody uses these days. So I had to figure out this whole system because in the very beginning, the voicemail was full all the time. And I was with this Nokia, just like delete and record each and every one of them. And I had to make a system like a server where every voicemail is being saved no matter what time of the day they're calling, and so I don't have to manually delete when it's full and people can't call. So now even if you're listening to this podcast, you can just call and ring. And and I just thought, because we're physically putting them out on the streets, I started myself by giving it to my friends and myself at every evening event or whatever. Also at my shows, I sometimes just say like, hey guys, the yellow flyers are here, just get them, because you can order them on my website for free. They're 1 cent because I could not do it free. I don't know why, but it doesn't allow me to. So 1 cent. And you can buy my eco merch there as well. We have these shirts that say might, and the lead is cut out.
Something's
It's on my
deleted
back.
there?
It's on my back. Maybe, might not be. And so we try to make everything as organic and sustainable as possible, because it's just, we are already so polluting with all the, I see the festival flyers or any posters of brands being put on the street for 3 days and someone else puts it on, and these horrible glues. And so everything from the ink to the sticky stuff to even everything is biodegradable. And it took me such a long time to find this, and it's so much more expensive than regular flyers. But I feel like if I'm giving this to people, because I have a group of people called the Proper Energy Crew, which is also the name of a voicemail that came in, one of the first voicemails, like, what a name is that? So I thought I'm going to call my fans or my community like that. And so we're there in that WhatsApp group, I just say like, this is a voicemail that came in, could you help translate it? Because out of those, I don't know, a couple of 100 people, someone will know someone who speaks this language. And so it's really a community where they walk around, they post me photos. Every day I open that WhatsApp group and there's someone in Singapore, there's someone in Japan, there's someone in Australia putting up these flyers.
So how big is the crew? The energy crew.
It's good. It's big. It's good. It's like, it's a nice selection, and I have these ambassadors.
Hundreds, thousands?
I try to keep it a bit small, because the thing is, if it goes bigger, then I have a whole mailing list, which is like thousands. But if I will have a crew that's too big, then the WhatsApp is also a medium where people get stuck and don't read everything. And so I even have moderators in this WhatsApp group from the Proper Energy Crew who help it. But to be honest, we're trying to move away from WhatsApp, and we're building kind of our own existing My Delete Later universe, which will launch in September, so that nobody has to rely on Meta for these things. But that's to come maybe by the time we're going to the brand conference.
So and we can shortly talk about this as well. So this September we are having Baltic Brand Forum, another one, but this year for the first time in Vilnius in Lithuania. We started this roadshow since a couple of years ago, Tallinn, Riga, Vilnius. And the theme of this year's forum is about brands tapping into culture, kind of brands that we want to celebrate, brands who, again, they have become part of community. They have become part of the culture. They are interested in people's lives as much as they're interested to produce and sell something. So it's again, we are coming back to what you are doing, and which also feels like a perfectly established brand to me, because you have those and of course you will be one of the speakers, and you will also play DJ set. So I'm very excited to hear the story on the big stage on Kablis in 26th of September, but also of course listen to some of those potentially forum guest recordings that we might collect before the forum.
From Lithuania, that would be cool.
So Lithuanians, Latvians, Estonians, everyone is welcome.
Everyone.
We are truly pan-Baltic there, once a year at least. So you're coming there, but what I wanted to say that it's not often that musicians are, talking about their kind of brand building experience or marketing experience. Usually, it's, brands, like brands. And musicians have their role to perform and to play.
Exactly.
But this, I thought this might be an exception where I really feel that you have really built an established brand. You have these assets like the colors, very strong, very kind of recognizable. This morning I drove to work and I saw this electricity, this stands, and they have this yellow something, but and they were not yours, but it's so strong. I was thinking maybe it's
maybe they are mine.
Maybe they're my letter. Not really, but also the audio branding, because that's something that I think brands are not yet using enough potential of audio branding. And if you listen to your songs, and I'll play just intros from your songs, you will see, let's see.
You have one new message.
So this is one.
You have one new message.
This is another one. This is the next one. And then it goes on. So even just like Netflix, has the audio branding, which is fantastic, and you can always kind of understand in which platform you are. So it feels like you are a marketing genius as well, not just a great musician and performer. So how do you learn about the whole, brand building, and what's maybe did you learn it? Did you just did it?
It's good that you say that I'm also a musician, because sometimes I do feel like my boyfriend has to remind me, he says Madara, you're a musician, remember, you're not only, because it's so exciting, all of this, because you have so many things to touch upon. And my manager always says that it's the most brandable thing for her, and why it's interesting to have me as a client is that she's not just selling, hey, there's a person who's going to perform or DJ, but we're gonna put this cube there. We have this LED sign that goes from one place to another, and before and after each festival we have, or even brand collaborations, we have this opportunity for brands to put their name on the flyer, to make a different call to action, like leave a voicemail of your best 2 nights at the Heineken party. That's how we do it. Or we went out with GBL last summer. We had a long-term collaboration where they put out, we made custom voice flyers with them with the GBL logo, and they gave me an amazing amount of gear, and of course they paid me as well, which is how musicians very often make money. And it was a dream collaboration, because they went out with their colleagues and put these flyers with the GBL logo in different cities around Belgium and the Netherlands. And people saw the GBL logo suddenly associated with Might Delete Later, and they were like, whoa, so if I take part in this, maybe I will get invited to something, or maybe that something's going to happen, because this little line was changed to, if you call, you might end up.
Yeah.
You might get an invite to a party at an elevator or a party at a boat. And we organized a whole voicemail listening session on a boat in Amsterdam with GBL, where all these selected people showed up, and they felt so special. And I felt so special because I could do the easiest collaborations with brands that I could possibly do, because I bring in the social media, I bring in instant content, which is what any brand needs, and people bring in literal emotions. They bring something that has a feeling. So you suddenly, to a speaker of GBL, you attach how I first listened to the music that my grandma used to play me when I fell asleep, and that really hit that thing.
Basically,
for me.
it's a platform not just for people to kind of interact with, but it's also a beautiful platform for brands to kind of come in and have your concept in their events, in their kind of communities.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, it feels like there's the whole, I don't know, marketing agency behind it, or some geniuses behind it. So like, are you alone there? You have a team of people who helps to create the content? So
in terms of creative, it's me, and it's my boyfriend Chaim Kwakman, who is my creative director, and my manager Haley Lennox from Love Canada, and it's a team of 3. It's a team of more people involved depending on the situation. I have a couple of designers, a couple of CGI artists, because I also at some point realized, okay, now we have these flyers, which is A5 size. But what if one day I could put a flyer, say on London Bridge, like say 20 meter high, a massive one. And I really want to do that. And I'm going to do it physically for sure. I'm working on something. I even connected to someone who might do such a crazy thing.
Okay.
That's to come.
Okay.
But then I thought, okay, maybe we just put it back a little bit and see how we could do it as if it happens. And I got a friend who's a CGI artist, and I told him, is there any chance I could take a video of the London Bridge and we could put a flyer on there? He's like, yeah, sure.
Fake it till you make it. Yeah.
Yes. And now I faked it till you might see in the next coming days. I'm going to play at Positivus. There might be a giant Might Delete Later flying somewhere on a building in Riga, because I'm going to play on the Red Bull stage. And I was like, guys, we need to get some voicemails. And they were like, yes, let's go. And so there might be a flyer happening there. So we do that, and we're actually building an actual physical installation that should be done by the end of September. Maybe for the expo we'll try our best, because we try to build it from sustainable materials, so it's taking a way longer time. But people will be able to put this expo in their office, in a festival, in the middle of the people, and have the Might Delete Later experience, that you enter, you hear the voicemails, you push some buttons, and then you can record your own. And so that's
so no phone required anymore. Just
there will be a phone. There will be a phone. Always. I try to, and because the thing is, this Nokia phone is still a part of us, and I also still sometimes when I play smaller shows, I just hand out these Nokia phones with the 1 megapixel camera, and I just give them to people, and they take really crappy photos. Yeah, and it's really nice, because that's
so it's a bit of nostalgia as well here.
Yes,
right?
for sure.
Like we recently talked with the brand strategist from Polaroid, who also recently did a fantastic global campaign and it's all kind of also based on this notion that AI can't generate sand between your toes, and there's so many things that these new technologies help us with, but they can't really connect, in a ways that physical person with old burner phone can.
Yeah.
So it feels like you also tapped into this kind of just people maybe overwhelmed with all the new things.
For sure. Absolutely. Because from the voicemails, I also, I had this really nice message come in a couple of months ago of someone saying, I think right now, me calling you is the closest I've ever been to social media, because I saw a flyer and I called. I'm not sure if this is social media, but I'm calling. So I've never put my voice, my photo, nothing out there, but this is the closest I get. And I'm fine with this, because it's a phone number.
Okay.
And so that was a really big trigger to me. And, as an artist, you're really overwhelmed with social media. And at first, with my first project, I had to I had to put my face out there. I had to film, this is me, this is my band. But now, for the first time in my life, I can just take a video or get a video from someone who sends me a video of them spotting a flyer. I put that on. It hits 5 million views. I didn't do anything. There's no my face. No one actually knows who I am.
Yeah.
By the way, most people think I'm a man. They say that in the voicemails. Yeah. They say, hey, dude. Hey, man. Yep. There we go. And I even had this discussion. I ended up at this party in Croatia. I played this festival, and I go in the backstage, and I talk to other musicians.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I'm Adara. And my friend says, she's my delete later. He's like, wait a second. You are my delete later. I'm like, yes. He's like, I thought you were a guy. And I thought, what in this yellow flyer to you says? And you know what she said? She said that I thought someone has to have the guts.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And I
Maybe
was
it's
like,
kind of, you know, guts is one thing, but also this I don't know what's the word. This nekaunība. Like,
it's like
English,
it's like without
because
any.
it's like you have to, you know, just go out and be there, and the stereotype is that
That's a
boys do
stereotype,
it
exactly.
a bit more easily than.
I think girls are way more naughty than guys when they need
but
to. And
let's not go there.
No, exactly. But the thing is, it's just really cool that there's no. What I was trying to get to is that I don't need social media anymore, because with every person who's calling, I get a phone number.
Yeah.
And my lawyer double checked everything that I can, if I want to. If, for instance, we have an event with, say, a company or my own festival, people leave voicemails. I can use that data of those people calling me in the last week to send them a message. Hey, thank you for coming to the show. Here's my merch. And that is, I think, the most important part of everything I do, because I don't want to be dependent on someone not seeing my post, even though I have this many followers.
Yeah. And regarding social media, I think you're also getting very professional there. I mean, the content is entertaining, dynamic. You put it together yourself.
Yeah,
as I understand,
I do
it's another kind of talent of yours. Like, how do you see what is happening there in social media? Do you see any kind of trends? Is TikTok taking over? Is it getting harder or easier to reach people?
Well, I would say I've never gotten to take the TikTok game yet, because my videos get a really nice amount of views, which is still silly to even think about it. Yeah. And I hate numbers, and I hate that Spotify has numbers. I hate it. I like Apple Music because it doesn't have numbers, and it shouldn't have. But back to the point. I'm not going to put out my anger.
But we love metrics.
Yeah, exactly.
And people in business love metrics.
Exactly. But I do got to say, because even on TikTok, my first video that I posted about my delete later got 4 million views, but it doesn't convert into followers or people that are going to like you. It's something that people like on that spot, and mostly it's just someone who says a weird comment, and then that gets upvoted. But in terms of Instagram, I do get... So what I realized lately is that I travel all the time. I travel so much because of the music, because of the festivals, and I'm really grateful for it. And because of that, I also get voicemails in different languages. And recently, in February, I went to Morocco, and I got some Moroccan voicemails. And I just thought, okay, I'm there right now. I should just make a track really quickly. I thought it was really bad, actually. I thought it's such a bad track. But I posted about it because I wanted to know what this person in this voicemail is saying. And I put it out. And it goes such a journey. It went to 1 million views within a couple of hours, because the local Moroccan people were like, whoa, this is a dialect from the Atlas.
Special.
Yeah, from the Atlas Mountains. I'm really happy it wasn't rude. And in that way, I thought, whoa, wait a second. So now I don't have to sing in English. I don't have to I can adjust to a country. Yeah. So that's what I've realized, and that's why I use social media to reach those people, because it really helped me. I suddenly got Moroccan local hip-hop artists texting me. I got some local influencers telling me about certain things, or where should I go and which festival should I play. So it's a really new world to me, and I kind of like Instagram for that matter. So yeah, hi Instagram, send me something.
That's a way to go. I mean, Lauris Vainiks got popular in Baltics because he started to sing in Lithuanian and Estonian.
No.
The only Latvian who has the full show in local language.
Okay, respect.
So he's, I think, sometimes bigger in Lithuania than in Latvia.
Yeah.
So I mean, you tapping into also those local languages, that might be actually a fantastic way to open doors to these cultures that probably are, not that they don't understand English, but then again, you just feel probably more connected when you hear your own,
Yeah, and the brands as well. I find it's really interesting because they see me and they see what's happening, and there are people also there was someone in London who had placed my flyer in their office of Amazon Music, and now Amazon was like, hey, we should do something together. We should put some flyers, and that's how a collaboration. So I really love that. And now, for instance, everything that I'm wearing also on the stage is secondhand, and it's always been, to be honest, it's never been even a question. I wear secondhand designer vintage always, and I buy it all on Vinted. So I'm secretly kind of putting up flyers next to the Vinted offices and like those kind of things, and so I'm pushing that in that direction. I would really, because I can kind of determine where I want to go and what do I want to do and what do I represent because of social media.
I'm sure people from Vinted are listening to this, because we had Emma Sullivan, who is creative director from Vinted, also in a podcast. She's amazing, and in forums. So I'm sure they're part of our community.
Vinted, I'm going to be in Lithuania in September, so you better watch out for your office. Exactly.
Yeah. So coming back to the tools, like how what are your favorite tools when you kind of do videos, or how much you also exploit AI opportunities?
None. No.
Not really.
I just don't. I tried to stick. I just never got into it, and I kind of don't want to, because I feel like it's really gonna change the way I work, and I'm a bit scared to even touch upon it. I sometimes use AI to translate the voicemails, pre-translate, but still, when I put them in my WhatsApp group, people give me a way better translation, and they tell me more about the story and stuff, and that I use, and I think it's just a Google app that does that. So nothing else, to be honest. I use AI captions for my videos sometimes, but that's it. Because, for instance, later maybe I can play you one of the weirdest voicemails that's ever come into my inbox, and I just thought AI could never do this. Yeah. Well, look, so because I get this question a lot, like what is the kind of stuff, because of course you get emotional stuff, you get incredible voicemails that make you really think about things, but this is I mean, I'm just gonna let you decide what happened here.
Okay.
So this is I'm first gonna play the original voicemail. This is what came in.
Hello, I've lost Derek. Have you seen Derek? Derek?
And that's what I made from it.
Hello, I've lost Derek. Have you seen Derek? Derek?
So the mystery is on. Has anyone from the Derek's team responded yet?
So the thing is, I might never know, because I have the phone number, the original phone number, but now I've played this track in my shows, and now people are calling me saying that they're Derek. But I don't believe them. Because I think I really. Who knows who is Derek? Maybe it's a pigeon.
I think the real Derek who is in the story should recognize probably the voice of the person who probably there should be a way to get back. But I mean, maybe it's even more fun to have it a mystery unsolved.
Maybe this person is at some point just going to have the phone number is from Scotland. That's what I found out. I asked my friends, and it's a Scottish accent as well. But who knows these days? You never know. And
there might be more than one Derek.
There might be more, and he might be just eating his breakfast like in the morning, and when the song comes out, and just suddenly eat it and be like, wait a second, that one night. So that's all I'm hoping for. That's all I hope, because most people never identify themselves. So that's the cool part about it. Yep.
So the production part of the music, you put also a lot from your own, right? So you play music instruments as well. You just electronic beats. How like for non-musicians? Shortly, how do you?
So, I mean, I'm a classical pianist by education, but I use everything that exists. This computer is full of presets of synthesizers, of electronics, and I really like. I finally I always hoped that one day I would get a real piano, because I had a real piano at my mom's house, but I haven't lived there for like since I was 17, 16. And so when I moved to Amsterdam, I hoped one day I will get my piano, and I got it this March. And now I listen to the voicemails and I just put them like in a some kind of a random mode, and I just played the piano on it, and I put effects on it, and it's just when the feeling is when you get it right and it makes you feel something, that's when it hits. So I play a lot of things and sample a lot, and this morning I sampled the doors of the shower because they made this like squeaky noise, and I thought, ooh, that is a good crush or something. That's
what I wanted to ask actually. Do you also collect not just voice messages, but actually the sounds or the different also types of like very local maybe music elements that also might enrich the music?
Absolutely. And to be honest, so how I tag the voicemails is like, oh, this is I'm gonna use this. This word is cool, but also there's a lot of voicemails of just like, woohoo, we're feeling good tonight. And so I tag that voicemail as sample, because I'm gonna rap that woohoo. You might never even hear it, but most songs have. Even a kick can be a sample, a snare can be a sample, a synthesizer or a drone in the back could be someone screaming, I scream! It's just, it all becomes music, because I feel these days you have the instruments are so standard and the presets are so standard, and I have this bank of sounds, so why wouldn't I?
I mean, going back to Christian's Barons again, I mean, it's a fantastic collection you have there. But also what I like about the content you're creating, you're also doing a lot of this kind of making of. So you you understand how you actually created it, how you work with the sounds, how you
I really enjoy that.
Tune them up or down, and then you add the beat, and kind of almost like what Gin Zilblots did after he created Flow Movie. Like he started to post this kind of making of behind the scenes, these videos that kind of really give you, first of all, idea that it's super authentic. It's really done by this guy or this person, but it also helps, other people globally to learn and to understand that
there's a human behind it.
Everyone kind of can do it if you have the tool, if you have the idea. It's not that it always takes, a big studio or
exactly, and you really don't need to. And I also find that so. For me, it's exciting to show people what's behind it, because especially it's so precious that I get to work with a sound of someone else, someone's thought. And sometimes I at the very beginning I was a bit scared. What if people are not gonna like it or whatever? But now I'm already past that. That's it. You gave me your voice. I'm working with it.
I can feel the confidence out there.
No, it really took
sure
me a long time.
It has never been. It has not always probably been there. Especially when you started. I remember we met first time 5 years ago after. Local Latvian National Eurovision Song Festival. You were still under the brand ANNNA with many N's in the middle.
Very many.
But you already had the love for T-shirts there back then, and you had your merch collection. I got the present fantastic socks, which I still have.
Yes, quality.
So, but I think since then, and you looked very confident even then. But can you tell? Can you tell what actually has happened? Like when you really started, what has been the journey, kind of working with yourself and kind of learning about yourself and kind of really getting to the point where you think this is it, this is how I gonna, kill it.
You mean like what's the goal?
No, kinda. Also how, like, what have you gone through? Like, what has been this journey? Because it feels like, and I guess it has not always been, I just know what I am, what I want. I know exactly who I am. And there is a lot of competition music industry, but that's okay. I will win them all.
The thing is, I wake up almost every day thinking, what am I doing? So it's
still there?
Oh, absolutely. The industry it's a rat race, and I even get voicemails about that because it's scary. There's back in, I think in the 90s, the amount of music that is being released right now per day was released in a year. So it's the possibility that you might get through that 1% and even to make your living out of it is very, very small. So I'm really trying to take care of myself. I try to take care of the people around me, and it's really not easy, and especially with all the other things. And I am still freelancing as a social media creative for a couple of brands, and so because that sets me back in a little bit of a schedule. Because otherwise, the musician I sometimes work 20-hour days because I can. And then you get into that little bit of a workaholic kind of mode. And my friends tell me that, and I'm like, no, I'm not. But
come on.
Then, yeah, exactly. So you have to, I don't want to be that. I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy the journey. So what matters to me is this morning to drive to here and to listen to these voicemails and to be like, wow, look what you're doing. And so I try to pinch myself and try to not to compare. I still compare myself all the time, and I wish so many things, but all I want is to be able to play the shows and to see those people happy out there and to see that one person hearing it, and that makes it all. That's all that matters, to be honest. And I try to put that in my head more often.
Yeah, and I think really helps that you have found your unique way of doing this. I think that's what is problem, of course, because I mean, music, just like advertising, it often feels like pollution. It's like it's unstoppable, it's all over, and you even sometimes want to just get back to what you love or what you loved when you were kind of younger. And so, but but with every kind of very different approach, it feels like, yes, this is something we actually also needed, and this is something that is kind of enriching the music scene or marketing scene.
Yeah. And I feel, especially if you like also seeing, I got a mini tour of your office. If you get a feeling of coziness, if you get a feeling that this place sparks creativity, if you're in a space that allows people to make things happen, that's all that matters, that it's not this rushy. I spent quite some time in agencies myself, and it can be really frustrating, especially if you have to run for that client, if you have to run for those deadlines, and sometimes creativity is being pushed back a lot by just making things happen really fast and easy. And so the fact that you can still in this day and age with all the AIs being afraid, you're doing an amazing job, and I'm really proud of what you guys making happen here in the center of the city too.
Yeah, thanks so much, and really love to have you, cozy Brīvības 40 office. Yeah, actually, we'll be celebrating 30 years anniversary in next week, and really kind of sometimes feels, it's possible to have a agency for so many years and still living and still learning and still being excited about the thing.
Exactly.
But like for myself, I'm definitely a big fan of this dynamics. I love the idea that we are working with so many different products and brands, and this is something that I love. But probably it's really not for everyone.
Of course,
because if you just wanna, deep dive and focus,
go home at 5 p.m. and just close the laptop and barbecue.
Not so easy here as well.
No, exactly. But the fact that you are doing, and you were telling me about the 30 years party, it sounds like a hell of a place. And I think I might even just book a flight back and forth to be there, because it's those things make it. That's what life is about, right?
Fantastic. So at the end, we usually ask our podcast guests a couple of questions.
I have a question for you too. So
okay, good. Let's have it as well. So 3 questions that we ask everyone. So which other brand, or maybe a couple of brands, you really admire, and why is that?
All right. So I really admire Vinted. I admire because they kind of feel very close to me. They're from Lithuania, and I feel like if we are in the Baltics, we should support each other. And I'm proud. I'm proud that this is happening. I'm proud that we stick together. And even being such a tiny Latvian, it's so hard sometimes to just. Also, most people just don't know where we are, to be honest. So really proud of them, and I'm also really inspired by the advertising of Teenage Engineering. It's a Swedish brand. I don't know if you know them. It's a Swedish brand making music instruments, but also recording incredible, to me, a design inspiration. I'm going to show it to you. You're going to fall off your chair. Again? Teenage Engineering.
Okay.
I use their instruments. Actually, my sampler where I put the voicemails in is also from them. And we had a call, and these guys are so into the craft that they don't care if I advertise their products whatsoever. They just sent me the sampler and said, have fun.
Fantastic.
And the design and the way how they put themselves out it's an inspiration to me.
Sounds like they started as teenagers. Sounds like that. Probably not anymore, but didn't change the brand because of that.
No.
So the other question is like, how do you get your inspiration? Like, is it podcast? Is it a book? Is it traveling? Or it's like, what's like the main source of energy of new ideas that you would suggest also others to explore?
So, I mean, I have. It's going to sound so silly, but the voicemails, that's all my inspiration. That's all there is, because nothing else inspires me to make it happen so much. And 20 minutes after the sunset, I just stare quite bluntly after the sun sets, the colors that happen in the sky. I sound like a real artist now, so don't tell me that I'm a marketing critic, because it really makes things happen. I want a studio looking at those colors, and I've had it since I was a kid, that 20 minutes after the sunset is the time when magic happens. When magic happens.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Should do it more often, I guess. And at the end, so what's your like moonshot goal, or what would ultimate success for you would look like?
Well, first of all, let's make that actual flyer happen on the London Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. And on the Sydney Opera House.
That's going to be huge.
Yeah. and then I don't know if you know the Belgian artist Stromae.
Not yet.
He has the song Alors danse, do 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 do. Never mind.
Okay.
But he is an inspiration to me as an artist, because he not only has his own clothing line, but he made a show which he played in Montreal. It's for free on YouTube. I've watched it, I think, 50% of the times that it shows there of the views, and that show starts with a story. It ends with him being packaged into like a doll box in the middle of the show. It's an experience. Wow. It's the brand. It's from the clothing of every musician on the stage, and that's how I want to look in the future. I want to have telephone people with the old style phone lines on the stage, getting the voicemails in the real time. I want to be able to sample voicemails from the audience. I want to
in the show.
Yes,
during the show.
Yes.
All right.
So I have this note where I write down all these ideas, and I'm gonna make it happen. It has to happen. So that's where I'm after.
Well, it will. I think in one way or another it will.
Exactly.
It feels like you are unstoppable here. And the army behind your back, I mean, which is growing, and which is, I think, also
I'm here because
helping
of them.
you out, but also giving you probably, energy,
self-confidence,
and self-confidence as well.
Yeah, the very needed self-confidence.
So what was the question you wanted to ask?
Have you left a voicemail?
Not yet. Not yet.
So do you? Are you gonna? Why not?
That's a good question. Actually, I have encouraged many people around me to do it, but I guess I just want to leave a special one. So probably I haven't found a time or moment when I want to do it. But
exactly.
Until the forum, I promise.
No, you don't have to.
You might receive one.
Exactly, and I might not even know that it's you. So
you might even not know. Yeah.
Exactly.
So not yet, but I really love the what you have done so far, and I really wish you all the luck with the biggest outdoors possible, and really.
Otherwise, I'll cover your office. It's fine.
Staying true to yourself and kind of building this platform even bigger, and kind of making the world smaller or more connected, in much more, I'd say, human way than Mark Zuckerberg is doing with Facebook. So I think that's a great alternative we are seeing here. So thank you so much for coming in. I know you have a busy schedule. Positivos coming up. Many other projects coming up. And we definitely see us in September in Baltic Brand Forum with your story, with your DJ set. And
Lithuania.
People, everyone who listens podcast, please send in your voicemails because Anna might make a song out of it, right?
I might. You
might hear it in the forum after party played out.
Exactly. You have the chance. No, thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it, and I'm so proud of what you're doing here. And to be playing in September, it's a dream.